Hi, I'm Gma Bonnie, and today I want to show you these great bags. We have lots of fun designs to make them special for any occasion. So here's some examples. So here's a cute book bag. It says books and things. Here's a great bag for your gardener. And there's two different designs here, as you can see. Here's one for the quilter in your life. And it will hold a multitude of things, lots of fabric, all of her tools, all kinds of things. Here's a beach bag. And again, there's two different designs on this beach bag. And here's one for your dancer in your life. And you can do this for all kinds of special occasions for the special people in your life. And then the last one I want to show you is the one that we're going to actually demonstrate today. And that is this sleepover bag. So you can see there's lots of room for whoever's going to go on a sleepover. There's rooms for jammies and change of clothes and a blankie. And this is the one that we're going to demonstrate today. So what you will bring down from our website is a PDF with the pattern and the instructions. You'll have 14 pages. The first thing I would do is just print out the first page, because you want to make sure that you have the right scale so that your patterns all go together right. So just print it out, make sure that that scale is 6 inches. If it's not 6 inches, make sure that you've told your printer that you want it to be the actual size in the vet. If it is 6 inches, go ahead and print out the other 14 pages. Once you get them printed out, you'll end up with, in this case, 4 separate pages that will make your one page. It shows you very simply to put section A to section B, section C to section D, tape them together, and that's going to be both your main bag and your lining. The second pattern is a little bit different, because you're going to first cut out a panel so you can put your 5x7 hoop on it easily and embroider your design. So you'll do that, and then once you get your design embroidered, you will end up cutting your actual pocket. So now that's 2 pieces, and the third piece is a strap piece. So you'll put A to B, B to C to make a strap, and you'll cut 4 of these pieces. And the last piece is just a template so that you can shape the bottom of your tote. So the first thing we're going to do is to make the pocket. This is the part that makes each one of these totes specifically personalized. It also is what makes these totes so versatile. So to start with this pocket, we're going to cut it out for the panel so that you can put your hoop on it. You're going to mark the center. And I always mark using a tailor tack. It's just easier. If you want to, you can mark with a pencil or a fabric marker. So once you get that done, here is what you have. And we're going to hoop this way. Make sure that the top of your design is headed this way. So now you've hooped it and you've taken it to the embroidery machine and embroidered it. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to actually cut the pocket itself out. So what you want to do is find the center of your pocket and put it on the center of your design. And I've left the tailor tacks in here for this purpose. You probably don't want to leave the tailor tacks in. You'll want to redo the center after you get it embroidered, because you don't want to embroider all all that thread into your design. So once you find the center, then go ahead and fix it so it's on the fold. Okay, so it's on the fold. Pin it and cut it, and this is what you have. Notice for this final one, I have personalized this for a grandchild. He happens to be Caleb. So once you get that done, what you're going to do is press it and on a towel so you don't flatten out the embroidery. So once you get it pressed so it's nice and smooth, you want to put it right sides together, and you're going to pin it and seam right here. And you're going to do that with both of your pockets. Okay, so now, as you can see, I have stitched the seam there for both pockets. We're going to press it to set the seam, to set the stitches. I'm going to turn it. So it's turned, and then I'll press it again, just right here. This is going to be the back. Okay, so now you've got them both pressed. And here's the other one, and it's all nice and pressed. Okay, then you can clean up any of the stitches that need to be cleaned. Okay, and the next thing you want to do is to stitch a pseudo hem on the top. So one more time, I will press. And I will press. And then we'll do this pseudo hem. Okay, next we're going to go ahead and do the main part of the bag. So we're going to do cut one piece on the fold. So we'll take our pattern that we made and we'll put it on the fold. We'll pin it. We'll cut it, and we will mark all of the marks. You want to make sure you get all your marks cut. So this is the center of the strap mark. You'll want to mark it. This is the dots where you're going to stitch the bottom of your pocket. You want to mark that. You want to mark the center of your strap here, and you want to mark where you're going to seam across for your straps. So you've got everything marked. You will clip the marks and be ready to do the next step. Okay, so notice I've pressed this seam in this center line in here. We're going to need this when we start boxing the bottom of the bag. Now we're going to put on our pockets next. So I want you to notice that we did the pseudo hem, and our pockets go, remember you made these dots, you put these dots in, our pockets go between them on either side. Make sure your pockets are both heading that way to the top of the bag. We'll pin them, and then we're going to go to the machine and we're going to stitch across the bottom of this pocket, and we're going to stitch it at least twice so that it will hold up to any kind of heavy objects that might be put into the pocket, and maybe even 3 times depending on what your bag you're going to be using your bag for. So we've got these all seamed. So next we're going to work on the straps. So you have one pattern and you cut 4 pieces. You'll seam the straps together, and then you'll turn them over and top stitch them, and that's for strength. So once you get them all seamed and top stitch, you're going to have, so you've got one continuous strip. And what you're going to do is you're going to press 1/4 of an inch on this side, and the same on this side. And then you're going to fold them together, meet them very precisely where you've got, and you'll press again. Then you're going to take this to the machine and you're going to top stitch along this line. Okay, so once you get your strap all top stitched, you want to put it on the bag, the main part of the bag. So one of your seams will go right here in the center, and the other one will go over here on this center, and you'll have a seam on the top. So go ahead and put that in, pin that in. Now I want you to make sure that you've got the center line of mark of for your strap there, and then here where you said you're going to sew across, mark that with a pin also, and go ahead and pin all of these. And then once you get them all pinned, where you're going to go across up here, once you get it all pinned, you're going to sew down this side, you're going to sew across, you're going to sew down this side and across, and you're going to do the same on this side, and you'll have your straps on your bag. Okay, so now we've got our straps on. So our next step is to actually sew the sides of the bag. So what we'll do is we'll turn it over and make sure that we've got all of the marks out. I've pulled most of them out, but we want to pull those marks out. Then we want to put the right sides together. So we'll put the right sides together, make sure our straps are out of the way, and we're going to pin them on either side, and we're going to sew them up with a 1/4 inch seam. And again, I usually will sew them twice just for strength. Okay, so now we've got both sides sewn up. We're going to use our last piece that comes with the pattern, and it's a template to make the bottom of this bag. So what you want to do is you want to pull the bag apart, and you want to align your seam, this seam, with the pressed piece that says it's the center of your bag, so you can kind of feel it. You can feel where you got it aligned, and then once you get that done, you can lay it down, put your piece on it right on that corner. If you want to, you can just pin it, and then draw a line across, and this is where you're going to stitch to make your bottom. So let's go ahead and pin that. We'll do the same with the other side, and then we'll go back to the sewing machine and we'll stitch across this at least twice. Okay, so now we've got the bottom stitched across. We can turn it over and see what we've got here. And see, it makes a nice crisp little bottom there. Okay, so now you're ready to do the lining. And in this case, we did the lining to match the straps. So what you want to do is, again, fold your fabric, put it on the fold, and make sure that you clip, once you pin and cut it, make sure that you indicate where these two pieces are, where these two notches are, because you're going to leave those open so that you can turn the whole bag right side out. So once you get it cut and you've got your notch there, what you want to do is turn it right sides together. pin it. Make sure you pay attention to where the notches are, so you've got a way to turn your bag inside out or right side out. So we're going to stitch to here, and then we're going to stitch again to here, and then we'll stitch all the way across the other side. Okay, so now we've got them stitched. I've got my opening here. I want to crease here so we can make the bottom. So I'm going to press this, box it in for the bottom. So again, now we've got the crease. We can feel the crease against the seam. We can lay it down and we'll mark it. Again, if you're more comfortable, go ahead and pin it before you mark it. So now we've got our little corners made now, so we've got a nice flat bottom in our linings. So now what we want to do is we want to put our main body inside of our lining. So let's just put these, we're not going to get them caught in the seams because there's nothing so frustrating as happened to undo your seams because you've got your straps caught. Okay, so they're out of the way. Now, right sides together, so we'll just push this inside of there, just like this. Easy peasy. We're almost finished, guys. Okay, take your two seams and match them up. Pin them. Same to this side. Take your seam, match it up, just like that. Okay, now just go ahead and pin all the way along the top here. And we're going to go back to the sewing machine and sew this 1/4 of an inch. Here we are. We've got this all seamed at the top. Remember, we've left this nice little opening here. So now we're just going to pull it right through this opening and turn it right side out, just like that. Okay, so now what we need to do is just to sew up our little space here. We're going to top stitch. We pin it and level, and it takes a few minutes. You need to be just a little fussy about this because you want it to be nice and even. So you want to take your strap and just pull it up and pin it also, because we're going to catch the strap in the top stitch. So we'll top stitch about 1/4 of an inch down and make sure we catch the strap as we do that. Okay, so here we are. We've got our bag finished. Note, I sewed up the hole that we left to turn it in. I've got this nice and top stitched, and your bag is ready to fill and use. Now, as an option, you can make kind of a pseudo handle like we did here, and that just means that you need to pull this in half, and for about 4 inches on either side, top stitch it, and that gives you this kind of a feel with your handle. But other than that, there it is. You have a completed bag. And you will find this bag at gmabani.com along with lots and lots of different designs. The bag is under projects, purses and bags. So here at Gmabani, we hope you enjoyed this tutorial and really have fun with all of your sewing projects.